ladies and gentlemen, first of all, did we have a great time during the wedding ceremony this morning? Did you guys all enjoy the wedding ceremony? Wow, what a beautiful location, what a beautiful family, and what a beautiful wedding ceremony that we had this morning. And now here we are getting ready for the reception party with all the lovely family members that are lined up right outside getting ready for their grand entrances. So first of all, let's hear from the bride side of the family. All right, and how about the groom side of the family? Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are all one family and we are going to have a great time with each and every couple that's walking in right now. So with that, let's get started. First of all, I would like to ask all of you guys to give a big round of applause to the siblings, Sangamitri and Aryan. Can we get a big round of applause for the siblings?
$500 in cash in case they don't take Amex. She wanted to see me, so now I'm headed to the annex. Sorority house, she snuck me in. She tried to keep quiet, couldn't hold it in. I mean, the bed was too springy, the room was too dingy. You really can't blame me, I found her on Hinky. Life is a movie, but the only acting I do is acting on impulse. No stress pimples, young boy vlogging. I would like to thank Tim Cook for taking out the Afrojack on the iPhones. Yeah, we only plug it in my phone. I'm talking baby man cyclone. Tall, dark, and handsome. I move steady, stack those.
And now, let's welcome Mr. and Mrs. Amit and Kruti Sangvi, Amit and Shetu Dubey. Here they come, ladies and gentlemen.
बड़ी दीवानी धीरे धीरे बन जाए न कोई कहानी दिल पर है दिलकश है दिलदार नजारे हैं आज ज़मीं पर उतरे कितने सितारे हैं लो होश में जानम हम है दिल है मर जानम बस दीवानगी 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 है ना कोई नहीं समझा रहे पर ये इल्जाम लगे किस पर बस दीवानगी 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 है all hot girls put your hands up and say oh Shanti oh make some noise and say oh Shanti
Wow, they are really in the dancing mood tonight. I know we'll have a great time with them on the dance floor. Last minute edition. Here comes Arvind's immediate family members that are just coming in right now. Let's hear it for them, ladies and gentlemen. Where is Arvind's immediate family? Here they are, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together.
Let's go!
Everyone, please put your hands together for Mr. and Mrs. Sujit and Sonal Choksi, Partha Reddy and Salvija. Here they come.
नैनों से बोले रब्बा रब्बा में डोले रब्बा रब्बा अमृत खोले रब्बा रब्बा तुम सोनिए
As I look around the room, I can see that this is actually the moment we have all been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, with your big thunderous round of applause, let's welcome the newlyweds. Here comes Arvind and Sanjana.
तू मेरी ही मैं तेरा होने लगा मैं तेरा तू
Yes, everybody, put your hands together.
कैसे ये हुआ मगर नहीं मुझे न तुझको कोई खबर पर ये दिल तब से है कहने लगा तू मेरी
One more time, put your hands together.
मैं तेरा तू मेरी ही होने लगी जानू मैं न जाने तू आए जादू कैसे जो मेरा था वो खो गया जो तेरा मिल गया हो जैसे किसी दुनिया चल जाना के बस
Wow, what a fantastic band and a beautiful couple. Congratulations to both of you.
तुमसे कोई अच्छा है ना तुमसे कोई प्यार नजरे आते बस देखा तुमको यारा तुमसे कोई अच्छा है ना तुमसे कोई प्यारा यूं नजरे ना करो मेरे मेरे कह दो ना you are my Sonia कह दो ना you are my Sonia दिल्ली में हमको इतना बस लगे हैं जरा इसी खुशी को हमको दिल आएगा ऐसी खुशी में यारा ये नशा का तुम मुझे careful now, you are my soulmate.
I love that. So now we're going to move on to invite some very special two people on the stage. We're going to start the night off with Sanjana's parents. Let's welcome Sanjana's mom and dad as they share their blessings, love, and some wisdom for the couple. Please give them a huge round of applause.
First of all, I would like to thank everybody for coming here and being part of the celebration. On behalf of Chokshi and Tanvi family, we would like to welcome and thank you.
I like to put my glasses on. So good evening everyone. I echo that on behalf of both the Kalili and Chakshi families. We want to extend our deepest gratitude to each and every one of you for being here tonight to celebrate the union of Sanjana and Arvind. Your presence, love and blessings have made this celebration truly special. By the way, I lost my voice because I haven't been sleeping for the last 10 days, so sorry about that. So whether you've traveled from across the street or across the world, which believe it or not, we had 100 people who traveled outside of Detroit to just be here. I'm greatly thankful. So as I said, whether you travel from across the street or across the world, whether you dance through the Garba or quietly help behind the scenes, please know that we see you, appreciate you, and we're so thankful for your part in this beautiful journey. A wedding like this does not happen without support of many hands and hearts. In fact, an Indian wedding does not just take a village, it takes the whole district. To the uncles who suddenly became parking attendants, the aunts and cousins who turned into choreographers, music directors, stage managers, and of course to the ones who insisted we need one more mithai option. You know who I'm talking about. We couldn't have done this without you. We sincerely thank you. You helped turn our daughter's wedding into memories we'll cherish forever. As parents, watching Sanjana today dressed as a bride, smiling with grace and joy, was both magical and emotional. It feels like just yesterday we held her in our arms, and now here she is stepping into this new chapter with poise, love, and maturity. Sanjana, you've always had a special place in our hearts. Not just our hearts, everyone's hearts. You're kind, thoughtful, strong, and deeply rooted in your values. And today, as you begin this journey with Arvind, our hearts are full. Arvind, we want to officially welcome you into our family. The warmth, respect, and love you've shown to Sanjana and to all of us has not gone unnoticed. You're already very dear to us. So to our dear Sanjana and Arvind, marriage is not just about the big picture perfect moments. It's about the small everyday ones. The daily laughter, the shared responsibilities, the quiet understanding. It's about showing up for each other, not just in celebration, but in the ordinary rhythm of life. There will be ups and downs, laughter and disagreements. But through it all, remember this, never go to bed angry, stay up and finish the argument properly. Just kidding. In all seriousness, respect each other, support each other's dreams, and never stop being friends first. And remember, in this partnership, both of you are always right, especially Sanjana. Be each other's biggest cheerleaders, celebrate little victories, and always choose kindness, especially its hardest to give. As every parent in this room knows, raising a child is a journey filled with unforgettable moments. Some hilarious, some heartwarming, all deeply cherished. So Arvind, when your wife turns to you and says, let's go for a long drive, just for coffee, that's your job now. When she says, Mom, my sweet mom, and we all know that tone, it usually means she wants something. Well, Arvind, that's your privilege now. And then there are truly those special moments, the ones when she comes to you, eyes sparkling with exciting news. Maybe her paper got published, or she received top honors in her rotations. She used to come to us first. Now she'll come to you. That's also your privilege now. And when she needs someone by her side, whether she's happy, overwhelmed, or quietly thoughtful, that comfort, that steady presence is now yours to give. So to both of you, respect each other deeply, laugh often, and build a life full of shared dreams and small sweet moments. We wish you both a lifetime of love. Our hearts, our support, and our blessings are always with you. Once again, thank you everyone for being part of this celebration. Your love and blessings mean the world to us, especially to Sanjana and Arvind. So let's raise a toast to the happy couple. May your journey ahead be filled with joy, growth, and endless love. We all love you a lot. There is a small blessing speech from Amma, so I'm going to read it. It's in Gujarati. Please pardon me if some of you don't understand. Priya Sanjana and Arvind, આજે તમે જીવન સફરના સ્ટેજમાં ગૃહસ્થ આશ્રમમાં પ્રવેશ કરી રહ્યા છો ત્યારે તમારા માટે પ્રભુને પ્રાર્થના કરીએ છીએ કે તમારી જીવન સફર આનંદ અને ઉલ્લાસથી ભરપૂર રહે. તન અને મનની તંદુરસ્તી સફર ખૂબ ખૂબ સરળ અને આનંદિત બનાવે. સાથે તમારા પ્રોફેશનની મદદથી જનસેવામાં પ્રવૃત્ત રહો. જનસેવા એ જ પ્રભુ સેવા તમારો જીવન મંત્ર રહે. 8 Abhyarthana and Ashirvad, Amma and Chichi Kaka. Amma and Chichi Kaka are Sanjana's grandparents. So we again wish you both a very happy Ramadan.
And now we'd like to invite Irvin's parents to the stage. Let's welcome them. Let's welcome the proud parents of the groom as they share their love, their blessing, and a few words for the newlyweds. Please give a warm round of applause to Irvin's mom and dad.
Thank you. Hello, good evening to everyone. So, let me start with the blessings of my departed father and my father-in-law and love from the late sister of Arvind Gaudi, and with lots of love from near and dear who have traveled from all over across, right, from Michigan to India, from Europe to all the places to come and bless the couple. Thank you from bottom of heart from both Chosky family and Kalvi family. Thank you for everyone. Please be here across. Thank you. Very much. So I echo with Sonal that I was also thinking. I have also a little complaint. I lost two privileges actually. Two privileges. And from last 1 year, and I told to Sanjana that I'll give Arvind a perfect man, okay? And all the parents will agree that how much to for an Indian father, that the kid will not move. So I told him, I was sitting at a class, whatever Shailu pushes on me, do this laundry, do this, take to this. I say, Arvind, you don't know this, you do this activity. So I used to shovel everything with me, right from shoe to everything. You do this, you do that. So I was enjoying having a very fun life from last 1 year. Now I don't know. I have to do myself now all this activity back. Because anyway my daughter will not do any of those things. She just no, do yourself. So anyway, I cannot shout on it. Now the another privilege I lost since from 27 years what I have in Arvind. So I have invented few set of words on Arvind. So whenever I want to take a relief myself, I use those words on Arvind. Now Sanjana picked up those words across me. So she was asking the meanings of those words. Adda Gadina means cross donkey. So there is no such a word across me. So there is no meaning. So everybody asks Arvind, what is the meaning of this word? He says no meaning. So he just invents across it. Now my mother-in-law, everybody calls, hey, you be a dignity word. You don't shout on before Sanjana on Arvind. I said, what? I cannot do this. So I don't know, because I cannot do anything on Sanamitra and Shailu, so they will revert back to me with the force. So Arvind is a nice guy who will not do anything. So you be assured, Sanjana. Okay? He's a very kind guy, you know. So he will not do anything, he will keep smiling. Okay? And another thing from last one, almost 20 years I am enjoying is one of the very, very kind-hearted guy. Whenever he comes, says, presses my head, presses this across, he does very, very, very kind gentleman. And is very, I have never seen almost 20 years say no to anything. And such a great one. And we had also a very difficult journey right from the birth. His birth was, he's a very premature baby. We almost spent 45 days sitting in, and at the age of 27, we had Arvind, and we have to travel from Bengaluru to Chennai. It was a special work, and we don't know what to do, and we spent 45 days in the hospital, in Vijay Hospital, and it was a miracle for us to have Arvind to be there, and he's always careful with his life, right? Very funny thing is, we were traveling we all go from Detroit to Chicago. He said, we prepared well, we'll drop you there. Then sudden wind warning comes across it. He says, Dad, I'm going by train. What? We are coming here to drop your luggage. No, this too wind is too much for me. I cannot travel, it's not there. So, such a careful guy. So, Sanjana, you will always take care of your cars. And I need to say big ton of thanks to Sona, especially for hosting such one, because she took most of the burden, and I know both Sujit and myself have different strengths, but she did most of the burden.
I need to say, I had support from my family and friends. So I was not the only one. My brother, sister-in-law, both sister-in-laws and brother-in-law, and all friends. So it wasn't just me. So
All the foods began, but she was the force doing it.
Oh, and then forgot my dad.
So, thank you for everything. And Sanjana, the biggest privilege now I'm going to enjoy is and have a beautiful another daughter, second daughter coming to our family. And love to see it. And thank you for everyone and the entire family, the way you have groomed her. And thank you for you and for all the grandparents and nearby and nearby. Thank you for everything. Thanks for wonderful breakfast. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you to my parents for that wonderful speech. Contrast to what my dad says, I do things that he asks for. I don't always try to get away from things, but I will give credit to Arvind when my dad asks to massage, and when he's like, kind of sore. I do find a way out of that, and Arvind doesn't. But now, we're going to invite two very special people, also from Sanjana's life, her mama and mommy, to come forward and bless the newlyweds. Please give them a round of applause.
Hello everybody. Thank you for being here to celebrate Sanjana and Arvind. It's truly a joy to see so many happy faces here. I remember when Sanjana was little and she used to sit on my lap and we used to have this bean toast for breakfast. At that time, guess who was her Prince Charming? It was me. And now I'm so proud to watch her grow into such a wonderful woman. She is today a woman who has found such a wonderful partner in Arvind. To Arvind, welcome to the family. We love you.
Love you.
The first time I saw you two together, I could see the sparkle in your eyes. And I asked Arvind, what do you want for dinner? And he was quick to reply, whatever Sanjana wants. And at that time, I was very sure this is the right guy for Sanjana. What was Sanjana? I knew this would take a good care, you would take a good care of Sanjana, and then Arvind, you brought so much joy and happiness to her. And we are thrilled to have you. I know you will make her incredibly happy, and we are excited to watch you to grow together. Sanjana, I'm so happy to see you find your true love. You've always been someone who is very loving and caring. She takes care of all her friends and also all her cousins. She's always there to support them. So today, to the happy couple, I wish them a lot of happiness, love, and good, future. Let's raise our glasses to Sanjana and Arvind.
I think Amit stole my speech. No, I would echo every word that Amit said, and I would like to reinforce that yes, Sanjana is a very caring, obedient, loving. She's a good mentor to all the rest of the cousins, and she's our first daughter in our family.
Yes.
But I must say, she has found the best guy. I don't think anybody else would have fit in her life but you. So thankful for you. You are an amazing guy. We welcome you, beta. And you have really made her happy and made her complete. Welcome to our family.
Thank you, Senators Mommy. That was wonderful. And now we're going to invite two very special people right next to them as well. Please welcome Senators Boyla and Bachchan as they share their blessings with the happy couple.
See, I am from UP. You don't hand over the mic to a guy from UP. You know 3 hours are gone. And I have so many stories, Mithu. I can keep on saying it and the whole night will not end. But I will not do that today. I will not do that today. I have something special for you, which I will say at the end, but first for Arvind. And I want to apologize to everyone if I mispronounce anything. So bear with me. Arvind, నువ్వు చాలా మంచి అబ్బాయి మా లోకి Arvind, you are a wonderful boy. Welcome to the family. Afterward. So Mithu, this one is special for you, which I wrote only for you. बेटियां ये क्यों इतनी प्यारी होती हैं? इनके पैदा होने पर सब कहते हैं घर में लक्ष्मी आई है, घर का आंगन महकने लगता है, घर का हर कोना चहकने लगता है, ये जिंदगी ये परिवार पूरा लगता है। बेटियां ये बड़ी प्यारी होती हैं। क्यों ये इतनी समझदार होती हैं? पूरे घर को एक सूत्र में बांधे रखती हैं। बेटी बेटी होती है मगर वक्त आने पर कभी बेटा, कभी दोस्त, तो कभी हमारी माँ तक बन जाती है। बेटियां ये बड़ी प्यारी होती हैं। आज जब तेरी विदाई है, तुझे नहीं पता दिल कितना भारी है। आज चली जाएगी तू, जाके बसेगी और आंगन कहीं, खुशियां जहाँ घूमेगी हर घड़ी हर पल। भले मेरी आंख में पानी हो, भले आज मेरी आंख में पानी हो और मेरा मन भारी हो, आज जब तू चली जाएगी सच कहता हूँ तेरी याद बहुत है, तेरी याद बहुत है। Thank you.
It's time to bring some serious swaggers to stage. Because up next is we have a group ready to show us how it's done. They suited up, stepped up, and now we got to step it up on the dance floor for the crowd. Irvin, let's give it up for the group squad.
Come to the stage.
I'll
Next, we have Sunshine's ride or die crew. Her friends who have been there through everything, from exam stress to midnight coffee run, to outfit decisions and endless wedding Pinterest boards. Sunshine, this one's for you. From childhood nostalgia to Bollywood drama to full-on party mode, the performance is full of love, sass, sparkle, and a little bit of chaos. So everyone sit back, clap along, because the bride squad is taking over the stage. Prasad Uncle is next.
Bridesmaids, who all can come up to the stage, please.
जाओ जी हमारा गीत कराओ जी और क्यों तरसावे हो हमारा शकल दिखाओ जी हर शरारत सब जानूं मैं तोहरी हर सले मन गंगा जी मैं कर लगे मर बड़े में जागी धोकड़ी जनता में भारी साधनी बनता मन में भारी खुशी हमारे बड़े में जागी धोकड़ी जनता में भारी साधनी बनता मन में भारी खुशी झुम 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 झुम
गुस्ताख दिल तेरे लिए बेताब है जाने जा दर्द जिगर कैसे बयां तुझसे करे दिल बेजुबां ये दिल गुस्ताख दिल तेरे लिए बेताब है जाने जा दर्द जिगर कैसे बयां तुझसे करे दिल बेजुबां ये दिल
ਮੁੰਡੇ ਕੁੜੀਓ ਭੰਗੜਾ ਪਾਉਣ ਨੂੰ ਤਿਆਰ ਹੋ ਜਾਓ
Now, we're going to invite a very close family friend of our family, who's seen his dreams grow since we were kids, Present Uncle, to come forward and share his blessings and good wishes with the newlyweds. Please join us in welcoming Present Uncle to the stage. Woo!
Hi, if some of you are wondering who am I am the neighbor of Partha. Partha and me, we came to America in 2003. So since the time, when we came in 2003, Arvind was in elementary school. So I knew him since that time. So when Partha said, can you speak about him? I usually don't like speeches, but I'm so glad, I didn't hesitate to talk about Arvind. So a lot of people talk about a lot of good things about him, and I 100% agree. Such a good guy. Such a great husband, and vice versa, he too. In the short time that we know Sanjana was great. So I'll tell you a little secret. It's very funny that Arvind and me, we both are big foodies. And not only that, we eat the same thing, we like the same thing. I don't know how it is. So when he first introduced me to Sanjana, I told Sanjana the same thing. Hey, we eat the same thing. Of course, Arvind corrected me immediately saying that Uncle is more experimental, which is true, whereas I'm more traditional. He likes something, and his father said, and others said. He's a very systematic guy, a very disciplined guy. I haven't seen a boy in my life who is so disciplined, extremely disciplined boy, Leaving the food side apart, one thing I noticed about Arvind, which I shared with my friends and even my daughters, was this. That is, he's a very passionate guy. All the passion came from Partha. Partha is a very passionate guy too, but his passion is more towards the sales. Whereas, otherwise, being a doctor, he is very passionate about the life, and the empathy he has towards the human beings is amazing. This is one thing I noticed. My wife had breast cancer in 2000, not 2000, during the COVID time, 2020. So it was a strange time. None of the relatives used to come. The travel was all cut off. The only people who could help me was Partha and Raju, who were my neighbors. The neighbors are so important. Arvind and Sangha used to come and give the food to us. Every time, this guy, he comes inside and he talks to my wife and, a few words, and he tells me, Uncle, I know we don't eat everything, give it to Auntie. So the point is, he is very, very empathetic towards people. And same thing with, with all our neighbors. He goes and talks to aunties and uncles. I'm sure Sanjana saw all that. And when my daughter spoke to Sanjana for the first time, she came back and told us, actually, that, Sanjana is a very family-oriented person. She wanted all her family to be in a wedding and all that. I could sense both are how family-oriented they are. Very, very empathetic guy. If you ask me, I was telling Father, these are the kind of doctors we want, doctors with empathy, right? I'm sure he'll make a fantastic doctor with one reason that he's so empathetic with people. I think he believe that. So you are a great guy, and I'm sure you are too. Every time we go for a walk, Father used to worry about this guy is so disciplined, how to find a good girl for him. So here it is, Sanjana, right? We are so glad. We have found each other, and the short interactions I had with Sanjana, I could sense with all my experience, she's such a lovely girl, and they are made for each other. Anyway, this is to them, and wish you a day, enjoy, happy married life, and also thanks to all the parents for this wonderful party. Thank you.
So first, just some housekeeping rules. During the performances, can people like sit down and just like not talk while people are here? So, and now it's time to hear from someone who knows Urban like no one else. His amazing sister, Sandra. She's been his partner in crime, his biggest cheerleader, and probably the only one who can still pull rank on him. Today she's not here just as a sister, but as a proud and loving member of this beautiful celebration. Let's welcome Sandra to the stage as she shares her love, laughter, and blessings to the new year. And the next dance is Sandra's cousin, so get ready.
Sandra's cousins, get ready. You'll be right after. Alright guys, I hope everyone takes a seat. There we go, just as a reminder of the housekeeping rules here today. Alright, let's start at the very beginning. October 1997, Chennai, there was heavy flooding. My mom, just 24 years old, pregnant with her first child, was terrified. She had no idea her water was about to break, but it did in just 32 weeks. Even for those who aren't medically literate in the room, it's pretty early. My dad, just 26 years old, was in Bangalore. Gets a call, panics, and gets on the first bus he could find. Because there he was, Arvind, born more than 2 months early. When my dad finally arrived, the doctor sat my parents down and told them, hey, the odds aren't looking too good. He's too premature, has pneumonia, and they gently suggested they start thinking about having another baby. And that's me, everyone, the backup baby. It's like the movie The Sister's Keeper, except I'm the brother's keeper. But Arvind, to everyone's surprise, especially the doctors, survived. After months in the hospital, he made it. He kept kicking and fighting to live. And I think that perfectly describes my brother. When things are hard, there's Arvind, born to be perpetually optimistic, always finding a reason to keep going. And as a so-called backup baby, I consider myself incredibly lucky to have grown up with him as my older brother. I think about that story all the time and wonder how life, at its most unsettled, can find a way to rearrange itself sometimes so wonderfully. Arvind, I admire you for your discipline, your comedic flair, and your sharp judgment. So when I met Sanjana for the first time, I knew you got it right. Now everyone, Arvind's love for Sanjana is unmatched. Well, hold your bus, almost unmatched. It's rivaled by only one other person in this entire world. Luka Doncic. For those who don't know Luka, he plays for the Los Angeles Lakers now, and not the Dallas Mavericks. Sanjana, I know when you married Arvind, you got a nice buy one, get one free deal with a cooler, younger, better looking sibling, thrown in at no extra charge, you know. But between us, I get the better end of the bargain. Everyone, I got the jack of all trades. A sister, a future cardiologist, a baker who could easily hold her own on the Great British Bake Off, and my future business partner, when we eventually open our little coffee shop in a small, quaint town right out of a Hallmark film. I'll leave everyone with this. Arden told me, Sangha, you know you found your person when they make that inner child in you ageless. That we all grow up and forget what it feels like to be playful and completely ourselves. But that one person will never let you forget. And with that, I want to thank everyone who made today happen for our families. Sanjana's family, my family. I've never seen my parents happier, sharing their love with our community, with our friends. Our family's here for the first time from India, and they made it just for Arden. Madhu Mama, Shekhar Bednaina, Murli Bednaina, Bindu Akka, and Rajka, all for Arden. And also our beloved cousin Gauri, who although is not here in our sight, is watching us over today from above as an angel, and will live on our souls and soften our hearts. Finally, cheers to Arden and Sanjana, to love, laughter, and a lifetime of Luka highlights.
मुंडा थोड़ा ऑफ बीट है पर कुड़िया देना बहुत स्वीट है मुंडा थोड़ा ऑफ बीट है पर कुड़िया देना बहुत स्वीट है ढोंगी सा ये बड़ा डीट है वायरल हो गया ये ट्वीट पर फूल फूल करने में कूल तो बड़ी तेज कटारी है शगन तेरी की हमने कर दी तैयारी है नचने रे सारे रंग मिल के आज हिले डुल के मेरा सारे नजारे नचने रे सारे रंग मिल के आज हिले डुल के मेरा सारे नजारे हसमानो हारे
Hello. Thank you for that wonderful performance. Now I'm very excited to introduce the next person who's going to come on stage. Because now we're going to have Sanjana's younger brother, Aryan. But now, Aryan is probably been more of Sanjana's baby than younger brother. but he's gonna show us today that he's not. Welcome, Ari. Sundays, everybody. Give him a great round of applause.
First things first, I want to say congratulations to both of you guys. I remember the first day I met Irvin was at the Mary Markley dorm. I came to watch a UFM football game with my sister, and when he walked through the door, the first thing he did was shake my hand. And I was probably only 10 to 11 years old. You may not think that was such a big deal that someone shook my hand, but back then, no one would shake my hand. They would pinch my cheeks, rumple my hair, or just wave at me. That was a show of respect in my opinion. And to a 10-year-old kid, it made me feel like I was 20, 30 years old. And that's one of the things I like about you, that no matter who the person is, you show them respect. And when you guys first said that you were dating, I knew that you were a perfect person for Sunshine. But just remember this, Erwin. Sunshine's a very high maintenance person. She requires coffee almost every day, even though she's lactose intolerant, so get ready for that. Get ready to be going every day to random coffee shops just to try once and most likely never go back again. Get ready to go on random long drives just because she's bored, and get ready to watch random movies with her just because she doesn't want to do anything else. Punpun, Punni, Sanna, Sanjna, thank you for everything you have done for me. When I was upset, you were the first one to comfort me. Even when you were upset, you always made sure I was fine. When I'm sick or hurt, you're the first one I call, and I will still call, so just be on the lookout, okay? You are my safe place, someone I can come talk to without any judgment. You stuck me through ups and downs. Thank you so much for that. I've told many people this, but when I have kids, I want 2 kids, 1 boy and 1 girl, and the girl has to be the older kid. That was mainly just the reason for all the things that you did for me and still do for me. So just remember a few things though, that no matter where we are or what time it is, just know all you have to do is pick up the phone, call me, and I always pick up no matter what. You've been my role model since day one, and a perfect example of how a person should be, and I love you so much.
I know you know that, and everyone knows that here. And if you refuse, we're going to have to cut off your cereal with J-Lo supplies. So we're going to have to confine you. So Irvin, I tell you to take care of her and to enjoy growing old with her, but I'm going to be right next door, so I'm going to be there for all of that. In all seriousness though, thank you for being the wonderful friend you are to me, and for letting Sunshine the way she deserves. I don't believe I've ever expressed this to you, but I truly admire and appreciate that you never make her choose between her life before you, me, and the life she's building with you. You always make it work, and I see that, so thank you. And finally, to both of you, I know I speak on behalf of everyone here when I say we wish you nothing but the most beautiful life together. I love you both, and I'm so happy you found your person. Give another round of applause to everyone. Alright, up next, we have a performance by the people who have seen Sanjana grow up from childhood to the incredible woman she is today. Yes, it's time for the Desi Gang to take the stage. So let's cheer loudly for the Desi Gang, bringing blessings, moves, and a lot of Bollywood sparkle to the dance floor.
Thank you.
लंबी हो तेरी उम्र हम सबका अरमान है लंबी हो तेरी उम्र हम सबका अरमान है रंग तेरा देख के रूप तेरा देख के कुदरत भी हैरान है
And now it's time for the man of the hour. Well, the other man of the hour. Please welcome Chinny, Irvin's best friend and best man. He's here to share a few words, a few laughs, and a whole lot of love for his brother from another mother. Let's hear it for Chinny.
Come in the center.
It was good? Yeah. Buddy. Hi everyone. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Sarat. And I've been given the honor today of speaking about what it's like to be friends with Arvind. Not totally sure he thought this all the way through, but here we are. I like to describe my friendship with Arvind as a movie. And like every movie, there's a villain. And that villain is none other than Arvind's dad, Mr. Partha right there. I meant that in the most kindful and most respectful way. You may be wondering why I'm singling out Arvind's dad like this. But I feel like it is 100% vital for you to understand the torture that me and Arvind had to go through in order to hang out. Now imagine you're a kid, 8 years old, wanting to frolic outside, kick a ball. I'm going to his house, ringing the doorbell. Uncle opens the door. Yeah, come inside. Like, yeah, it's about to be lit. We're about to go outside. And now all of a sudden, Uncle's like, nah. You have to learn about the water irrigation system in Paraguay in order to play outside. Looking back on those memories, it may have been the first red flag, but 20 years later, here we are. Arvind as a kid, to be honest, he was a geek, nerd. However you want to say it, he was a nerd. When I wanted to go play basketball or play outside, Arvind wanted to read Ranger's Apprentice of Percy Jackson. In fact, he was so dedicated to reading that whenever we would go on road trips, instead of bringing a Game Boy or like your DVD player, he would bring books. And if you've ever been in a car ride and tried to read, you know that reading makes you nauseous. And despite knowing that fact, Arvind would get out his book, me and him sitting shoulder to shoulder, and he would read. He would read until he would puke in the Target cover. And now, you may think that's the craziest part of the story. But the craziest part is, even after he puked, and I could see the puke in the Target cover, he would continue to read. I could go on and on about telling you stories like this. And I could tell you how this bond not only grew throughout 22 years, but got stronger. Arvind and I have been friends, like I said, for over 20 years now. And I can honestly say that the pillar of our friendship has been our love for the game of basketball. The great Boston Celtics point guard Bob Cousy once said, "Sports creates a bond between contemporaries that lasts a lifetime," and I could not agree more. As electric as it was to watch LeBron chase down block Iguodala in 2016, or how electric it was to watch Ray Allen hit that corner three against San Antonio in 2013, while made those memories truly unforgettable, was that I was able to experience those moments with Arvind. The great thing about today's events is that Arvin now has someone else to share those future iconic NBA moments and memories with. Whether it's Luka Doncic winning his first ring, or his second ring, or literally walking outside of his apartment, because we all know this guy has a Luka problem. Sonia and Arvin can now share those moments together. Whenever Arvin started talking about Luka Doncic, I honestly did not believe that someone could love someone or anything as much as Arvin loves Luka. But when I heard Arvin talking about Sonia, it was that day I realized that the one thing that could prevent Arvin from loving Luka as much as he does is Sonia radio. Arvin and Sonia, I wish you guys a very blessed and happy married life, and for the sake of Arvin and your mental health, Luka, bro, please bring a ring to LA.
Let me tell you, I'm the villain between both of them. Till 25 years, I cannot understand what Arvind and Chinni talk the language. And Prasad, myself, everybody wonders, what does these people talk with each other actually? And I've never seen them even fighting for a quick second. While Sangamika, Chinni used to fight like a cat and mouse, but not Chinni and one across state. So.
Let's give him another round of applause. And to Chinny's credit, we've tried to make Chinny dance for the last, 20 years. I don't think we've ever gotten to. But when Arvin asked him to dance to be his groomsman and to dance, Chinny said yes. And so I'm very, very happy. So now, we're Brian's ready for some serious energy and a lot of love. Because next up, we have Sonia's family hitting the dance floor and dancing to all of her favorite songs. Sonia's uncles have been rehearsing and waiting to show off their moves, guys. So you better give them the best energy. They're up next. You put your hands together for the bride's family.
Next, we have someone who has known Sunshine since the days of juice boxes, dance recitals, and sleepovers. Her childhood friend, Nirala.
हमको तुझसे प्यार है, जिया बेकरार है, आजा मेरी बुलबुल, तेरा इंतजार है।
Next we have a truly special moment, one filled drama. Next we have someone who has known Sanjana since the days of youth crisis, dancer title, and sleepover. Her childhood friend Nirali. Tonight Nirali is here to share some memories, laughter, and heartfelt wishes for her forever friend as she begins this new, beautiful chapter. So please welcome Nirali to the stage.
Good evening, friends and family. For those of you who might not know me, my name is Nirali, and I have had the pleasure of knowing Sanjana for the last 27 years. In other words, we have been friends pretty much our entire life. It's really hard to find a true friend that you can call a lifelong friend. Oftentimes, we use this word loosely and have our own definition for it. For me, calling someone a true lifelong friend means that it doesn't matter what path we go down. We will always remain friends despite life events and challenges. Today, we were able to witness and celebrate a beautiful wedding, including 2 doctors. So I thought it seemed fit to include some science research in my speech today. A research paper from the University of Virginia found that the strength and quality of adolescent friendships are a powerful predictor of satisfaction in adult romantic relationships. So it turns out that developing successful relationships in your adolescence is a key indicator in having a successful marriage. And if our friendship is any indication, then I know that with certainty that Sanjana and Irvin are only the beginning of something truly amazing. Rewinding back for a moment to the early years of my and Sanjana's friendship, throughout early childhood, we experienced many things together. School, dance, arts, cooking, and baking, to name a few. Despite the fact that we were almost never in the same school or classes, it didn't prevent us from forming a close bond. We found that communication techniques worked and our friendship thrived. Skipping forward to about a half a decade ago or so, we started to drift apart. No, not in the way you might be thinking. I mean literally, geographically. Being on opposite sides of the country, sometimes friendships don't survive this kind of change. But for us, it didn't impact us. Other than the fact that we could no longer drive to each other's house on a whim. Well, I guess you could. It would just take about 200 times longer. What I've found is that the key to any relationship, be it a friendship or romantic relationship, is good communication. Finding the communication characteristics that fit your relationship. Let me share an example with all of you. A few weeks ago, I had a Diet Coke, and I sent her a message. I had a Diet Coke today, and it reminded me of you. And I would get a similar message from her when she had bubble tea. This short message, though it might seem mundane, is a simple way of expressing importance to each other. That minimal communication and proximity doesn't have to impact the value in our friendship. This made me think of one quote that truly describes the relationship between Sanjana and Arvind from a popular Netflix show called Bridgerton. You are wise, or perhaps unusually lucky, to understand friendship to be the best possible foundation a marriage can have. Though I wasn't able to witness Arvind and Sanjana's relationship grow from becoming friends to becoming life partners, I was able to witness the effects on Sanjana, an already bubbly and joyful person becoming so full of love and happiness. Speaking of Arvind, let me tell you, the first time I heard about this boy was my very first phone call with Sanjana during the start of our freshman year in college. He was the first new person that she mentioned to me, and every call after that, he was mentioned in one way or another. I knew he was here to stay. Finding the one is never easy, be it a friend or a romantic partner, but I can say this from my heart. I'm so happy for you to have found the one. I'm excited for both of you to be starting this next new chapter together, and I'm grateful to have been able to celebrate this with you today, my dearest friend. Thank you.
Everyone, let's give Nirali another round of applause. Next, we have a truly special moment with all their love and blessings. They're here to celebrate this beautiful day for their beloved granddaughter, Sanjana. Let's welcome Sanjana's grandparents to the dance floor.
Behind the scenes, making sure everything is perfect, now taking center stage. They swapped their checklist for choreography, and now they're here to show that when it comes to dancing, age is just a number.
आज हो गई यादें रात दिन अखियाँ छोड़ के जो खुशियाँ तेरी बन जाना आज तो सजना अखियाँ छोड़ के जो खुशियाँ तेरी बन जाना आज तो सजना
Prize dance. The song is Yenti Yenti.
આપણે વિનેશભાઈ
So
Surprise!
Pamali ba? Mangyari.
Let's go for it!
Pass out mo. हमारी लाइटिंग डायरेक्शन को बदलेगा
So there is a story behind this. Sanjana has finished Kathak. She did 8 years of Kathak, and she had learned this song. And everywhere we went, we would make Sanjana dance on Wo Krishna Hai. And then she got so tired of the song, she said, "I'm never performing to this song again." So we had to do it for you today.
With moves that sharp as their run, let's cheer loudly for Irvin's friends as they dance their hearts out to the happy couple.
Hey, Mutula, Sodara, అది పెళ్ళంటే నూరేళ్ళ మంటరా అదే బదరా నువ్వు పెట్టేసి గొంతులో పడుతురా Kaliana వందనాల బొమ్మ నీకు అందుకమ్మా నడిచే కొంతమంది బొమ్మ
Now get ready for a truly special and emotional performance by Sunshine Cousins. Any guesses on the song?
Very expensive. लाइट बंद है तुम्हारी यहाँ वाइड यूज करो 1 2
सारी उम्र हमें संग रहना है फूलों का तारों का सबका कहना है तेरी हजारों में मेरी रहना है सारी उम्र हमें संग रहना है फूलों का तारों का सबका कहना है
Complete your last one. So all join together on the dance floor and get ready to move to the beat of the Shogada Ara.
फेस रेकॉर्ड देखा होगा
But now I just want to give the opportunity for the stars of today's celebration, the beautiful bride Sanjana and the charming groom Arvin, to say a few words and share their feelings on this unforgettable day. Let's give them a warm round of applause.
Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to start out by saying thank you, everybody, for being here and coming to celebrate with us tonight. We have felt the most love and happiness we could have felt this entire week, and it's because we have all of our favorite people here with us. So thank you for coming from far, from near. We really appreciate it.
Arvin, he's hiding.
There are no words to express how thankful I am to all of you. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you all, and let's have a great night.
Hi everyone. Thank you first and foremost for everyone who traveled distances, took boats, planes, cars, feet. I really appreciate everyone coming through. It's really amazing to see everybody here. You know, throughout this entire process, it can be a lot of planning, a lot of stress, you know, but at least for me, when I was at each and every event, I realized that this collection of people, everyone here, it's so rare. Like, it would be really difficult to see all these people again, and it just always kept me in the moment. So I really appreciate everyone being here. Now, going forward, I'd like to thank, first and foremost, my family. We have Shaker Petnaya here, we have Mother Mama here, we have Murali Petnaya here, we have Rajula Pini here, Bindu Aka, Sudevi Auntie, and my family who came, who, you know, they're the reason, one of the biggest reasons how I am who I am and why I'm going to make a great husband for Sanj here. You know? So they helped raise me, and not only them, my wonderful neighbors who I've known for 20 plus years, they see me since I was little, and seeing everyone for over the last week, it's been the best week of my life. And I want to thank them for that. And now I want to thank, you know, my new family and the family I'm so happy to have, the Chokshi family and everyone else, friends, neighbors, everyone. You know, all of them with the wedding, they've been a dream team. Like, you ever see Marvel's Avengers? Every single one of them is every Avenger you ever meet. They're amazing. You know, how me and my family grew up. We're the type where we'll sit around a movie, just, you know, throw jokes, watch comedy scenes, you know, and then that's how we show our fun. Well, when I got introduced to their family, it was a whole different ballgame. You know, the amount of energy that they've shown, it's amazing, honestly. Like, I've gotten better at dancing in the last year or two than I ever had. And like when I was pulling out these dance moves, my mom was in shock, my dad didn't know what to do, and you know, and they've been a great blessing to me. So I really appreciate you guys and everyone. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone. We love you!
It's
ब्यूटीफुल कर गई ब्यूटीफुल कर गई
सनसेट भाई तेरा फुल सेट है मुझे भी देखो मेरा बनने लगा देखो तो हसीना को आना भी करीना को तुमको का फीवर है चढ़ने लगा थोड़ा हार्ड सा होके थोड़ा जेंटल सा होके थोड़ा सेंटी सा होके थोड़ा मेंटल सा होके सारे 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 It's not your
Everybody put your hands up in the air! Hey, 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 hey! Yeah, hey, 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 hey!
के तुझी बैकलेस सुंदरी के लगदी कमाल ओ किथे चली जांदी है ओ किथे चली जांदी है मैनू पुछना है कोई सवाल ओ दस दे कुमारियां है किस दे तू नाल दूर दूर जानी है जान कट जानी है ए मेरी रखना तू करे ना सोनी है ए मेरी रखना तू करे ना सोनी है दिल मेरा तेरे लिए कर के लिया चलो किथे आज फिर किथे किथे करनी है मोर नी बन के आज फिर किथे करनी है मोर नी बन के सच को लेके सच को लेके सच कर दे तेरी खट के लिए आज फिर किथे करनी है मोर नी बन के आज फिर
On the party people, we have the glow sticks. Come on out here, pick up your glow sticks to check out the party here tonight.
अपनी अदाओं से ज्यादा नहीं तो 10-12 लड़के तो मार ही देती होगी तू दिन में
जैसे 36 फिरते हैं मेरे वर्गी और न होनी वर्गी और न होनी वर्गी और न होनी तू मुंडा बिल्कुल देसी है मैं कितनी ना तो सोनी में मैनू काला चश्मा जचदा है गोरे मुखड़े ते मैनू काला चश्मा जचदा है गोरे मुखड़े ते गोरे मुखड़े ते
जब लड़कों करना वो जाके अपनी भैंस चराए
आज की रात है कसम वही से पे है जी भर के नाच लो ना घर वाले ना हापे है सबसे रात है करने की क्या बात है ये तो बस शुरुआत है
अभी तो पार्टी शुरू हुई है नाच ले बेबी नाच नाच के तोड़ दे सैंडल आंटी पुलिस बुला लेगी तो यार तेरा कर लेगा हैंडल सूचना जनहित में जारी जिसको अपनी जान प्यारी चुपचाप वो फ्लोर पे आए फ्लोर पे आके नाचे गाए नखरे वखरे ना दिखाए शर्म को करते बाय बाय माइकल जैक्सन वाले 2-3 एक्शन करके दिखाए पार्टी करनी है हम पार्टी करेंगे किसी के भी पापा से नहीं करेंगे हम हैं बेटे हम बाकी सारे पानी कम हमने रोक के दिखाए जिसकी बम में है दम
Yes, everybody put your hands up in the air!
तो पार्टी शुरू हुई है पुदीना देगा नाक गिना देगा चिकनी चमेली देगी चिकना कमीना देगा चांद में जिधर होके ठीक किया तो सारे तारे बोले गिली गिली अक्खा मेरी बात तेरी बात ज्यादा बातें बुरी बात थाली में कंडोरा लेकर आलू भात पूरी बात मेरे भी जो किसी ने रिपीट किया तो साला मैंने तेरे मुंह पे मारा मुक्का
Boys and girls, all right. Let's hold on for 1 second right here. All right, let's clear up the dance floor by all the boys. We see all the Desi girls in the house, right? All right, let's put all the Desi girls in the middle of the dance floor right now. Here we go. All the Desi girls in the middle of the dance floor. Here we go. 1, 2, and a 3.
Ain't nobody like my Desi girl. तो अगली लटीनो एक बारी दस दो जी अपने क्यों शकीनो हाले जी तू इतनी तो आई मर जानी ते पर्स तू पेरिस तो मंगाया वैलेंटिनो तेनू क्यों ना देखा तेरे को की सिखा तेरे दिल की लिखा हुस्न तेरा तौबा 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 सोनिए दी अख तेरी थी फायर अगर आ देखदी नहीं दाता शरीफा इत्थे कहंदी तू मचदी सी मैं तेरे करे लंदन ते पार्टी आई मीसा साडे ली फिरी नी पूरा लगदी है जिस तोरी तू ना बड़ा बुरा लगदी आज तेरी सोनिए सरीली नूरी वर्गी ते बोला कहलदा ओ तो तलहोर लगदी मेरे नाम दस दे कोई था दस दे मेरी जान दस दे हुस्न तेरा तौबा 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 हुस्न तेरा तौबा 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 हुस्न तेरा तौबा 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 हुस्न तेरा तौबा 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 तौबा
Alright, we're all South Indian friends. Let's come on out here on the dance floor and enjoy with this song.
పన్నుగాని వరకులా దిగినంటే ఇచ్చట్టుంటారా డీజే దిల్లు పేరు ఇన్ని స్టైల్ పేరు ఓకే మోగితో దిల్లు కొండది తిన్నాను డీజే దిల్లు పట్టు పట్టు డీజే దిల్లు పట్టు కేసుగా పెంచి పట్టు బాక్సులు మల్గేటట్టు డీజే దిల్లు పేరు ఇన్ని స్టైల్ పేరు కేసి కొట్టినట్టే తప్పలు డాన్స్ కోరు డీజే దిల్లు పట్టు పట్టు డీజే దిల్లు పట్టు డీజే దిల్లు పట్టు పట్టుగా నావి వట్టు చంకీషట్టు వీణి కుంకుడు చుట్టూ అట్లా ఎల్లిందంటే స్తాను సల్లా పొట్టు ఏ గల్లీ చుట్టూ అత్తవే చల్లినట్టు వస్తుగా నప్పిందంటే పోరి తిల్లు పట్టు అన్న పోట వెన్ను భూమి చుట్టూ సెంటర్లకి పోటీ వాడి వాడి పబ్లిసిటీ చేస్తాయే ఈ హవా చూడే పోరాల శివాలే కార్పొరేటర్ కైనా డైరెక్ట్ గా ఫోన్ కొడతాడే డీజే దిల్లు పేరు ఇన్ని స్టైల్ పేరు ఓకే మోగితో దిల్లు కొండది తిన్నాను డీజే దిల్లు పట్టు పట్టు డీజే దిల్లు పట్టు కేసుగా పెంచి పట్టు బాక్సులు మల్గేటట్టు డీజే దిల్లు పేరు ఇన్ని స్టైల్ పేరు కేసి కొట్టినట్టే తప్పలు డాన్స్ కోరు డీజే దిల్లు పట్టు పట్టు డీజే దిల్లు పట్టు డీజే దిల్లు పట్టు పట్టుగా నావి దట్టు
ఆరింటికోసారి ఏడింటికోసారి పావుతకు పదింటికోసారి పడుకుంటే ఓసారి పెట్టుకుంటే ఓసారి ఏమి కోసం కూర్చుంటే ఓసారి ఏమి కట్టుకుంటే ఓసారి ఓసారి కాలు తొక్కుతుంటే ఓసారి ఓసారి నువ్వు పక్కనంటే ఒకేసారి వచ్చుండే ఫీలింగ్స్ వచ్చి వచ్చి చెప్పేస్తుండే ఫీలింగ్స్ వచ్చుండే ఫీలింగ్స్ వచ్చుండే ఫీలింగ్స్ వచ్చి వచ్చి చెప్పేస్తుండే ఫీలింగ్స్ मुझसे भी बांटे दो मेहर मेहर मेहरबानी खुद ही समझ के मुझे समझा दे तो मेहर मेहर मेहरबानी
हो मेहरबानी जो दिल दे जुबानी कह दे वो जो ना कभी कहा है ऐसे तेरा मैं जैसे मेरा तू ऐसे तेरा मैं जैसे मेरा